Welcome everyone to True North's newest show, Ratioed. My name is Harrison Faulkner. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to hold on to that title as newest show at True North because at the rate at which we're growing here, we may or may not have new shows every single week. So if you like what we're doing at True North, give us a like, share the video, and if you're feeling generous, consider donating to us using the links in the video description. On the show this week, we are going to be making fun of our private jet-setting climate evangelist Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. We're going to be making fun of Jagmeet Singh because, well, he just makes it kind of pretty easy for us. We're going to be watching this insane video from a Canadian recruiter. And to wrap it all up, we're going to be handing out some hardware to our transportation minister, Omar Alghabra. Let's get into it. Now, last weekend, Trudeau flew down to California for the Summit of the Americas. And while he was there, he and his buddy, Governor Gavin Newsom, signed some sort of Canada-California climate pact agreement. Now, to launch this agreement, to announce this agreement, Justin Trudeau and Gavin Newsom appeared in what may be one of the most cringe videos of all time. Watch this.
Hey everyone, bonjour tout le monde. I'm in California today with Governor Newsom. We're signing an agreement to make sure we continue the deep partnership we've had on fighting climate change, on protecting our environment, in creating good green jobs and moving forward in ways that really matter to people. C'est un grand plaisir de pouvoir travailler si proche avec la Californie sur les enjeux qui sont importants pour les Canadiens. Governor Newsom, talk about this partnership.
Well, désolé, je ne parle français. But you don't have to speak the same language to understand that we're all in this together. Divorce is not an option.
What?
And so we're here on the issue that extends, I think, a global consciousness, and that's the issue of climate change. And you're in a state where we're experiencing the extremes. And so we're on the leading and cutting edge of not only dealing with the realities of it, but also the opportunities. And that's why it's so wonderful to have you down here, Prime Minister, to focus on those partnerships and the opportunity advanced together.
We only build a better world if we're doing it together, and gathering like-minded partners like California and Governor Newsom is the way that we make this better future a reality for everyone.
Oh my God, talk about cringe. I mean, this is just absolutely brutal. We could have played the whole 2-minute plus video for you, but you would have all turned off the video. And so we spared you. We spared you from having to watch that absolute cringe fest. Now, the reason we show these videos to you is not to make you want to pull your eyeballs out, but that would be an understandable response. The reason we do this is to pull up the responses, the replies, because when Trudeau puts something out like this, people just never miss with their perfect responses. And let's just go through a couple of them. We've got the best one, I think, of them all, which is, this has got to be one of the most beta male videos I've ever had the misfortune of laying eyes on. It really is. I mean, these two guys are complete betas. That's just the perfect way to summarize what's going on here. Here's another good one. California is a great example of how to fight climate change by making everyone homeless. A great point, actually, because at this rate, Vancouver and Toronto are doing the same thing. Maybe that's Trudeau's new climate change strategy as well, just making us all homeless and poor. And lastly, here's a quote tweet that doesn't miss at all. This is what toxic femininity looks like. Completely. Could you find me two more feminine guys than Justin Trudeau and Gavin Newsom? I dare you. That's my challenge to you in the comments. Let me know who is more feminine than Gavin Newsom and Justin Trudeau. Now, conveniently for our Prime Minister, on his way home, on the week in which he faced major internal caucus division over his ridiculously punitive vaccine travel mandate, probably one of the most destructive and ridiculous domestic policies ever enacted by a Canadian federal government. But that's beside the point. On the same week that he's facing divisions in his caucus over that policy, and on the same week that he's trying to quietly slip through internet censorship legislation, egregious censorship legislation in Bill C-11, Trudeau just so happens to catch COVID. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that Justin Trudeau happens to catch COVID for what? Is it the third time now? Every single time before he has to face scrutiny, before he has to face public backlash, he finds a way to quietly slip away to his cottage to avoid having to face the public.
Funny, isn't it?
So Justin Trudeau broke the news that he had contracted COVID over his trip to the United States via Twitter. Thank goodness he did. I was deeply concerned about the health of our Prime Minister. You know, I was thinking, after 3 times, surely this one must be dangerous. Surely he must be in trouble with this round of COVID. But no, thankfully, he told us that he was feeling safe. In the tweet, he wrote, "I've tested positive for COVID-19. I'll be following public health guidelines and isolating. I feel okay, thank goodness. But that's because I got my shots. So if you haven't, get vaccinated. And if you can, get boosted. Let's protect our healthcare system, each other, and ourselves." He's not feeling fine because he's had COVID 3 times, because he has a statistically basically a 0% chance of dying, or that he's in a low-risk age group. No. He's feeling fine because he's got boosted. He got vaccinated, and he wants you to get vaccinated too. Of course he does. Now keep in mind, all of this was before Justin Trudeau suspended the vaccine mandate. So Justin Trudeau, infected with COVID, can enter and leave Canada whenever he pleases. But you, the hardworking taxpayer, are trapped inside of your own country. Now, maybe, and I'm just saying maybe because I don't want to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist, maybe Justin Trudeau coincidentally got COVID to justify dropping one of the most egregious authoritarian policies probably ever enacted by a Canadian government. So in Trudeau's world, just for him, you can get on a plane infected with COVID and put others at risk. Remember this clip, Justin? Remember what you said during the campaign last year?
And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
Now, I would sure hope you didn't put any of your staff at risk while on that plane back to Canada, but I would likely imagine that's not the case. Just try and keep up with what you're saying to Canadians. Now, it's only June 16th, which means there's another 2 weeks left of Pride Month, which really means we have another 2 weeks of having to endure politicians on the left pandering to the gay community. Now, to this day, I still don't know what they're pandering for, what exactly Canada needs Pride Month for, but nonetheless, every single politician on the left is wearing pins, making videos, making TikToks, trying to show how much of an ally they are to the gay community. And Jagmeet Singh gave us probably the worst video of the week, the most ridiculous video of the week, in which he's asking people to give him gay songs for his playlist. Let's watch this clip.
All right, so I got a dilemma. I need to update my playlist for Pride.
Why?
So if you have any recommendations for any queer Canadian artists, send them my way. Hashtag Pride and text me at 613-801-8210. Thank you so much.
So there it is, guys. Jagmeet Singh wants you to send him some queer music, some queer artists for him to listen to, because he's really so hard at work. The man working for the working class, Jagmeet Singh. He's got his hands full, but he's got enough time to ask for some queer music. Think about how many funny things you can do with this too, how many funny songs you can send to Jagmeet Singh at 613-801-8210. This is maybe not an endorsement to spam the number, but send him a text. Send him a text. He's giving you the number. Let's do something about this. But there were some great responses to this, of course, because when you put something out that's that ridiculous, you just have to know that what you're going to get back is going to be great. Here's a good one. Hard at work. Jagmeet Singh, hard at work solving the world's problems. I mean, really, I think Jagmeet Singh's vision for Canada is to solve the world's problems one queer song at a time. That's a fair thing to do. It's pretty NDP these days. Just living up to the party standard, I think. And kind of the perfect quote tweet, really. Just summarizing exactly how we feel when we're all watching something like this, which is the average home now costs $816,720. So Jagmeet Singh, supposedly, like I said, the man working for the working class leader, the man who's supposed to be there for Canada's youth to help us get homes, he's asking us to send him some gay music when the average home price across the country is over $800,000. Now, when I was looking on TikTok for videos to talk about this week on the show, I stumbled upon a video that I think may be one of the craziest videos I've ever seen. In it, a woman who I think has had a few too many glasses of white wine breaks out her phone and starts ranting her frustrations and her plans to take down and destroy the lives of people who supported the trucker convoy in Ottawa. Basically, this woman is a recruiter, an HR person, and she talks about her strategy to track every single person who posted about their support of the trucker convoy on social media and get you fired for cause from your job. Just watch this crazy video.
Some rights and freedom that would tell you that. But since you seem to forget that, and you're all loud and proud with your big thoughts and your big ideas, and you want to whatever and set up hot tubs in Ottawa. I'm a recruiter. It's a small industry. Smaller than you'd think. Same with HR. So, if you're looking for a job, or maybe trying to keep a job.
First of all, look at those eyes. That is a crazy person. That is a total nutter.
Maybe trying to keep a job. Maybe, just maybe, think about what you're putting on social media. Again, freedom fighters. I know you're not really big with stats and facts aren't your thing, But what I can tell you, what is a fact, is that recruiters talk. And recruiters like the majority of Canada, don't agree with you. Do you know what that means? Do you have any guesses? Any guesses what that means? What that means is that if you need a job, you might not get one. If you want to keep a job, you might not get to do that.
So, again, I'm new to this TikTok app. Can someone tell me? I'm guessing that she's got some sort of filter over her eyes. Well, I'm hoping she does, because this is just absolutely freaky.
You know what else HR is good at? Documentation. You know what that means? You want to be in. We document it. We give you a couple tries. Then what do? We terminate you. With cause. If we're so lucky. If not, we give you the minimum allowed by law. Either way, best of luck to you. Recruiters are watching. HR is watching. Everywhere. And we hate you. We hate you so much.
Oh, we hate you.
And
How
think
nice.
we can't do anything. But we can. We have the power.
So not only is this woman quite literally drunk, she's also drunk on her own power, or so she thought, because she did warn us, she did tell us to be careful what you put on social media. And she also said that HR and recruiters will document what you're doing and document what you're posting, and they will fire you for cause if they want to. They will ruin your life if they want to. Well, it turns out that this woman wasn't very careful about what she posted on social media. It got documented, it got recorded, and it got immediately put up on Twitter. And it went viral, of course. And even better, her former employers distanced themselves from her on Twitter, and the regulatory board that oversees recruiters in Ontario, the Ontario Human Rights Professional Association, immediately also distanced themselves from this woman. So this is what her former employer wrote on Twitter. We're aware of the video from a former Canadian contractor about her personal views and approach to HR, which we do not support. She has not provided services for our family-owned company since 2019. We do not condone this behavior as it does not represent our company values. No, I certainly hope it wouldn't represent your company values. And I can't for the life of me understand why she wouldn't be a part of your company now. She appears to be a perfectly reasonable, totally normal HR person, right? And the Human Rights Professional Association wrote on Twitter, HRPA is aware of this video post by one of its regulated members and does not condone or endorse in any way the statements made about HR practice therein. Further, HRPA is reviewing this matter to determine if there has been a breach of its rules of professional conduct. Well, I'm really sorry for this woman who appears may have just ruined her professional life because she posted something on social media. What goes around comes around, lady. Maybe next time you should be more careful about what you post on social media. Now, to wrap up the show for the week, I said at the beginning we have some hardware to hand out. Of course, each week we will be giving out the Ratio of the Week award, highlighting one tweet, one person on social media who completely missed the mark and got absolutely destroyed for it on social media. And really, what better person to receive the award this week than Transportation Minister Omar Alghabra, the man that Ryan Whitney, one of the new Canadian heroes, calls a goon, a total clown.
It's like the Ministry of Travel or some guy, this goon. I looked at this guy, he's an absolute clown.
Omar Alghabra, last week, or what was it, 5 days ago, 6 days ago from this point, wrote on Twitter that wait times are coming down at Pearson Airport. Wait times at Pearson Airport are coming down. Well, because of that, Omar was given the ratio of 536 comments to a grand total of 82 likes. 536 comments to 82 likes. That's a pretty hefty ratio for Mr. Alghabra because, frankly, everybody knows, and everyone who's been paying attention to the news knows that Pearson Airport is a total disaster. Let's get into some of the comments here because he gets absolutely lit up for this post, and frankly, rightly so, because you have to be really reaching to try and make the case 5 days ago that wait times at Pearson Airport were coming down. Obviously, wait times at Pearson are a complete disaster, a total embarrassment for our country. One of the great comments on Omar Alghabra's tweet here is from this account. I am a simple accountant, but if I made a graph like this to be shared externally, I'd be fired. Can I get a job at your ministry? And the truth is, if bureaucrats weren't so difficult to fire, maybe this person could get a job at the Ministry of Transportation. Because if the Ministry of Transportation was in the private sector, they'd have to sack the entire ministry and rehire a whole new set of staff because of their sheer incompetence. And then this comment is actually the truth, which is, so they get off planes faster just to wait the same duration in the terminal. And that's the truth. This graph is talking about wait times on airplanes before you get into the airport. The actual problem is the fact that there aren't any staff at the airport to process people coming into the airport. And lastly, someone does the job that we all need them to do, which is to fact check Mr. Alghabra. This person writes, we need to alert the fact checkers about Omar's posts and tags at Reuters facts, which is perfect because this clearly is a load of baloney. It's a load of BS. Now, we know it's been a tough week for Omar Alghabra. He's really been fielding a lot of heat for his complete failure on the transportation file. So because of that, we want to make sure that it's not horrible for him. We can give him some consolation prize, and that is, for you, sir, the Ratio of the Week award. Well done to you, Mr. Alghabra. All right, that's going to do it for us this week on the show. Thank you so much for watching. My name was Harrison Faulkner, and you are watching Ratio.